Namaskar, friends. Today we will see the sources of toxins. What happens to we are when we are subjected to the toxins? So first of all, what are the toxins? What the toxins will do to the body? Toxins means what? What is not required to your body? You are either sending into your body or you are putting it on your body. You are living in that particular environment. Let's look at them. What are they? See, basically a leaky gut. That means the person already having issues of huge digestion problem, and there is a gut is leaking. So that leakage gut means it can lead to the all the toxins will get released into the blood, and that's how they get autoimmune diseases. Stress, the stress. How you're managing your stress. Then sugar. Sugar is a toxicity. Free radicals, which is again not required, is going bad gut bugs again. Your gut bacteria, if it is not proper, this all internal, this all can cause you the problem. Then what are the external stuff? Alcohol, you are giving to your body alcohol. You are living in air polluted place. See, building material and furnishings, very bad. At times at home, we have so many of furnishings and all that. Cigarette smoking, food chemical. This is what we are talking about. Processed food. When we eat processed food, they add lot of chemicals for additives and contaminants. Not contaminants here. Food chemicals primarily used for the taste purpose, for the storage purpose, long life, color, taste, and then packaging and all that. Herbicides. This is what we are putting to the plants and all that. We are ingesting that. Household goods. See, we are using very powerful cleaning items like in the bathroom cleaners and things like it. All these things will cause problem to our body. Pesticides, what are used for growing the plants. Radiation, we are now mostly we are subject to the radiation. Cell towers, our own mobile and computers and all that. Traffic fumes. Okay. Water, whatever water we are drinking, we don't know. So we are subjected to bombardment of so many of toxins, friend. And let me talk about this sugar toxicity. This is nothing but eating multiple times in a day. See what happened with the present economic conditions of the people, where most of the people are well off, and the surroundings are also so available with some convenient foods, and people are subjected to more food, and that too not a very good food, and number of times eating. All this is going to add up to the problem. So what happens when the toxins in the body, they disturb the endocrine disrupt. They're working as a endocrine disruptors, and it causes a imbalance in the hormones, and then that's how inflammation and hormonal imbalance causes. That's how we are going to get into the trouble. So be watchful what you put into your mouth, body, and products you use. If whatever products you're using, be mindful. Just because it is very effective, you bring it home and then subject to that. And a lot of people use that creams and all that. Remember, friends, whatever you are going to put on your body for either cleaning, if you don't be able to eat that, that means it is a toxin, right? Now let's look at for what are the basic causes for inflammation. Let's look at it. We have discussed this subject many times, but I'm just trying to briefly cover it here. Lack of hydration. People are not drinking 3 to 4 liters water. Poor gut health. People are unable to pass stools 2 times in a day. Processed foods and stimulants. Lack of nutritious food. People are always eating only cooked food. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, coffee, tea. Everything is cooked. So it is not a nutritious food. You must have some nutritious food also. Insulin resistance, we discussed this many times on this channel. Insulin resistance primarily happens because of multiple eating. If anybody is eating more than 5 to 6 times other than what anything you put in your mouth, that is food. It requires digestion over the years. It takes 10 to 15 years for a person to become insulin resistant. Once he becomes insulin resistant, it will lead to fatty liver, and then obesity, diabetes, hypertension, PCOS, CVD, etc. Lack of exercise. Again, this is a sedentary lifestyle of the people. Lack of 7 hours night sleep, very, very essential. Poor mind management. We need to know how do we handle our mind, how to handle our anxiety, stress, and all those things. And D and B12 vitamin deficiency. Many people don't check this. They think they're all right. You must check it, my friends. I have seen people are very, very low in the B12 and D vitamin. Unless you check, you will not know. Once you know, you know how much is the what is the values you should maintain over a period of time. All these things over a period of time cause chronic inflammation. Inflammation will cause hormonal imbalance. It's a combination of things, and then this will lead to lifestyle disorders. right, friends? Look at inflammation, what all it can cause. It can cause neurological diseases. Pulmonary means heart diseases, cancer, cardiovascular diseases, Alzheimer's, diabetes 2, arthritis, autoimmune diseases. Autoimmune diseases are again a huge issue for the people, and your own immunity is attacking your own body. Now, let's look at it, friend. How do we do that? Accumulated toxins in the body and inflammatory foods cause inflammation. See, friends, in your body, there are four organs, four outlets for removal of the waste from your body. First of all, be mindful what you put into your mouth, right? So, once you already, over the years, whatever you have done, the result is that whatever health condition now, suppose you are obese now, you are diabetic, it means, but over the years, you worked very hard to get into the problem. So let's look at what are the things. One is your stools, right? So this you need to have two bowel movements a day. So that means the waste created by your digestive system are cleared every day. And then urine, of course, people must drink 3 to 4 liters water so that your kidneys function well, and all the toxins in the body are all, most of them are water soluble, friends. If you don't drink water, watch, your urine will be very color, right? Dark in color. When you're drinking sufficient water, let's look, I'm not talking more water, just 3 to 4 liters is sufficient. It all depends on their what's environment they're living, and what sort of type of food they are taking, what is their age and weight, it depends. But 3 and 4 is very safe, anybody can take. Anybody above 15, 16 years to until 60 years, people can look at it. Even 70 years also 3 to 4 liters is safe enough. So you experiment on yourself. If you drink 3 liters, how you find it? If you drink 4 liters, don't exceed more than that. Then the sweat. See, from the body, you need to exit all the dirt from your skin and all that. So what can happen unless you sweat? Nowadays, we always living in the AC and all conveniences and all that. So there is no sweat happening to anybody. So the sweat, for that you have to go for a brisk walk, spend some time in the sun bath. So this will also improve your D vitamin level. Breath. See, whenever you take the breath, what happens, friends? You're taking oxygen and you are eliminating the carbon dioxide. So it is happening, fortunately, voluntarily. So you spend some time in pranayama in the morning, spend 20, 25 minutes pranayama, meditation. All these things would enhance your pranamaya kosha. Now, what do we do, friends? We already discussed 4 liters water in a day is very important. Two bowel movements a day is absolutely important. Stop eating multiple times. This is very important. I've been talking about this. If you can just restrict to your eating only 2 times in a day, probably your 80% of the problems go away. But of course, coupled with 4 liters water and two bowel movements, friends. Avoid toxic foods and stimulants. We already discussed the subject. Eat only twice when hungry and maintain same timings. See, many times, friends, we don't eat when we are hungry. We eat for the sake of timings. So breakfast time, then tea time, coffee time, lunch time, and then when you are hungry or not hungry, you take it. So this is the biggest problem. We are eating multiple times, that too just we are liking that stuff, this stuff somebody offered, all that. So eating multiple times over the years is going to cause your digestive problems and your insulin resistance. Even if you eat a good food also, friends, suppose somebody wants to eat only good food, some nuts and some this thing, 5 to 6 times a day, over the years he may be little healthy, but he'll get into insulin resistance, and the problems will start up. So we have been evolved over the years, fasting and feasting, friend. So when food is available plenty, we enjoy, and there are occasions we are in a fasting mode because we don't get anything. Nowadays, with the modern economic situation, everything is available in your fridge. Look, you don't have to go anywhere else. So, and you are also storing so much of food at home, so you are casually eating. So once somebody puts more focus on eating twice, I can guarantee you that your health will improve substantially. And then see that you maintain a 16 hours overnight fasting. That means what? You take your second meal, say, first second meal of previous day, say you're taking at 7 o'clock. So make sure that another 14 hours you don't take. So that's how at least you're more keeping a fasting mode. Suppose you ate at 8 o'clock, next day try and have at 11 o'clock or so. And during that day, when you take two meals, you see that you have at least a gap of 5, 6 hours. So what happens? So you have taken two meals and you have kept between two meals also a gap of 5, 6 hours. 7 hours, and then overnight you're keeping 14, 16 hours. So that itself would take care of your health substantially, friends. Fasting once in a week or fortnight is very good, especially for people who have inflammation, because the fasting is the only thing you can get rid of it. Now, morning detox juice you can have, the juice of petaka. That means this is, or you can take a vegetable juice. You can take pumpkin juice. So one time natural food out of 2 meals is a very good thing, friends. See, you're taking every time cooked meal. Watch out if you can take one time uncooked food like fruits and sprouts and all that. We can see exposure to five elements. What is this exposure to five elements? You walk bare feet in a grass, friends, and walk on the beach, expose yourself to the sun, and then these things would substantially help. Possible you take a bath in the sea, and walk in the garden, walk in the open. All this exposure to the five elements. See, most of the time we are all protected. We are either in the car or in the bedroom, AC room, and when we go, we wear chapel. We don't expose to sun. Exposure to sun is very, very important. Now, what is this HSCRP? What should be the levels, friend? Well, there's one test called high sensitive C-reactive protein that will indicate your inflammation rate in the body. That should be below 1 milligram per liter. So what happens? I have seen people when they get any infection or a fever, that time there is a high sensitive reactive protein in the body. So this is a fighting mechanism. Suppose if it is there on a constant basis for the months and years, then you're in trouble. I've seen people with 23, 25 CRP rates, HSCRP, which can only come down by following these approaches. See, a lot of people think that by medication it can happen. It may help you to some extent, but you have to change your lifestyle. You have to understand what needs to be done. So, look, we have already seen what sort of food to be added. This is uncooked food. We already looked at this 8, 7, at about 12 key health parameters, friends. This is, I think, about 11 key parameters. And friends, these are the few people who have benefited by following this approach, understanding this knowledge, wellness secrets, and daily schedule. They keep following it. And if anybody wants to see some more information, you can watch in my YouTube channel, join the group. And this is my name is Gangeshwara, friends. I am not a doctor. Take please, if anybody have health issues, please talk to your doctor. So this is how I've improved. I hope this would be helpful to you. Thank you for listening. Knowledge and discipline are the gateways to your health, friends.